Hi everyone, welcome to the Ever-Seeking Empath. I'm a reader who uses tarot, oracle, and charms, and today's reading is what new beginnings are coming into your life. So I just wanted to get some insights on what new things might be happening for you, what's changing, that kind of thing. Before we get started, I do want to remind everyone that this is a general reading, so it might not resonate for everybody. So just take the messages that you feel are for you and disregard the rest. Also, if you enjoy this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so, as it really does help the channel, it helps the YouTube algorithm, and then you get to see when I've posted new content right away. And thank you so much to those of you who have already subscribed. I am almost at 100 subscribers, so I'm really hoping to get to that point quite soon. So thank you, thank you, thank you to those of you who have subscribed already. Now, we have 3 piles, so I put these little salmon advice cards on them that they're just this kind of blue squiggly on the back. They're on Etsy, and I'm going to post the link in the description box. Pile 1 says play, and I think it's cats playing with this kind of glowing bug, like a firefly or something like that, and it's the 5 of diamonds. Pile 2 says light the way, and it's these penguins. One of them has a light bulb and it's kind of leading the way through this like cloudscape. I don't know even what to call it, but it's the 9 of arrows. And then pile 3 says thrive and prosper, and it's this kind of yellow flower, just kind of sticking up out of the thorns and whatever else is down here, and it's 13 of circles. So just let your intuition guide you to a pile. I'm going to put timestamps for the piles in the description box and in the comments below. And we're going to get started now with pile number 1. Hi, pile 1. So if you chose play for your salmon advice card, then this is your message. And I am, just a reminder, I'm linking the shop for those cards in the description box. So if anyone is interested, they're really fun cards. So we're going to start with your tarot and oracle cards and then do your charms at the end, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, let's figure out what new beginnings are coming into your life. For your tarot, you have the 2 of Swords, Ace of Wands, the Moon, and the Hierophant. So I feel like you've probably been at a standstill for a little while. You've been maybe confused as to which choice to make. With the 2 of Swords, that's like not wanting to make a decision or feeling like you're not sure which choice is the correct choice, but based on this particular card, she's blindfolded and she's still hitting the bullseye. So to me, that just says you know what choice is right for you. You just have to trust yourself to make it, because I think a lot of you are allowing that to paralyze you into inaction. But I think that's changing right now. And with the Moon, that's symbolizing some confusion and uncertainty, just like this fogginess where you're not really certain as to what's real and what's not, what route to take, but things are going to clear up for you soon. I think that you're getting some divine help here because you have the Hierophant. That can also represent a mentor or something who might be helping you to make this decision. And with the Ace of Wands here, that is a new spark, new inspiration, creativity, passion, like you're getting that spark back. And because this is kind of fire cutting through everything, I feel like that's saying that things are clearing up. And I think you're going to be pretty certain of what you want, and you're going to be excited, because I feel like that Moon card in particular oftentimes represents a lot of fear surrounding the situation because there's so much uncertainty. And the Ace of Wands, there's not really fear in that realm. It's just excitement and passion, and there's a lot of just forward movement. You know, there's this potential growing. So I think that that's really what's happening right now, is that you're cutting through the indecision and something great is coming to you. So just kind of keep an eye out for that, because I think it's going to come out of nowhere. So for your oracle cards, you have surrender to the divine, full moon. So that's definitely emphasizing what I was saying about the Hierophant, that I think you are getting some divine help. I feel like maybe you have some tendencies to want to control a situation, and this is saying release that need to control and just allow things to kind of happen as they need to, you know, let the chips fall where they're going to, because it's going to turn out well for you. I think that there's kind of a plan that's rolling and you might not see anything that's happening yet, but that fog is going to clear and things are going to start working out for you. You have navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. So, yeah, I feel like with navigating by the stars, that just makes me think you're in the dark. You don't really know which route is the right route to take. You can't necessarily see everything ahead of you because notice there's all these clouds here. So there's a lot of fogginess, but I think you're just having to allow your passion and your drive, whatever makes you feel blissful, that is what's leading you forward. And that's very Ace of Wands. You know, it's your passion, your bliss is leading you forward. So I think that that's really what you're having to do, and that's going to help you cut through the uncertainty, is just trusting that you're moving in the right direction, trust that you know in your gut what is right for you, and just keep moving. You have the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So I feel like that's definitely another reminder of the divine. You know, make sure that you're not focusing too much on, oh, why can't I see what's coming? You know, I'm getting upset about this, like focusing on the negative. This is saying that even if you can't see what's happening, it's peeling back in layers. You're recognizing what's happening in layers. It's not all going to be revealed to you at once. And like if you're feeling kind of raw and emotional, because that moon card is very emotional as well, it's just saying, just allow that to happen. You know, this is happening for a reason. It's going to help you in the long run, and you don't have to try to control it or keep it from happening because it's already in play. You know, this is already occurring. It's not something that's coming towards you. It's like already started. So that momentum is going already. And then you also have the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? So those two actually go really well together, because with the crumbling, that's very much like the Tower card in tarot, that whatever foundation you're on right now is not needed, or it's kind of unstable or something. And so right now your whole world is getting shaken up, or it's going to get shaken up, or a big change is happening that you didn't expect. And so this is going to clear away everything that doesn't serve you anymore. And so this question, what are you clinging on to, is a good starting point for you to figure out what doesn't serve you anymore. What are you holding on to because you're afraid of what might come next, or because you can't see the future, so you don't want to let go of what you already have. What are you holding on to that you don't really want or need anymore, but you just are so used to it that it's just easy, you know, it's habit, whatever. And then with that ever unfolding rose, remind yourself that this crumbling is happening for you, not to you. It's not just something that's occurring to you, it's something that is lining you up for your path, whatever that path may be. You have love. So I feel like for some of you, this could be a romantic situation. Maybe you're feeling uncertain about something in the romantic department. And this is, especially with the rose too, that makes me think of romance, and that Ace of Wands is, you know, romantic passion is another thing it can represent. So this could be clarity coming and more certainty on a romantic situation, or, you know, the state of your romantic life right now. But also this is just saying, you know, focus on the love in your life. You know, maybe you are neglecting yourself or neglecting the people around you because you're trying to control something out of your control, when what you do have in front of you and what you are able to control are the loving gestures that you show to other people, or allowing other people to show love to you. So friends and family and even strangers, you know, colleagues, whoever is just showing you kindness and care, just focus on that, because I think that that's going to help drive you forward as well. And then for your Legendary Ladies cards, you have Athena, which is wisdom. So use your inner wisdom. Just, you know, Athena is a very logical goddess. So make sure that you are balancing your intuition with your logic. And she's very confident. Like, look at how she's standing there. She's not wavering. She's very sure of herself. So just make sure that you're listening to your own wisdom. And then with the owl kind of perched on her shoulder, especially since it's right underneath the Hierophant in this kind of lineup here, that's making me think that maybe listen to the wisdom of someone wiser than you, you know, a mentor or a parent or a friend, you know, just anybody around you that you feel is really good at giving advice, or someone whose opinion you respect. That might be a good resource for you. And then you also have, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing these, I don't really know goddess names all that well, but Arakura, I think is how you pronounce that, and it's blooming. So I love that with the ever unfolding rose as well, because yes, you are blooming. I think things are blooming for you. I think, again, those layers are getting peeled back. I don't think it's necessarily all going to clear up at once, although it might, but I feel like right now there are layers kind of coming away and you're starting to see a little bit of clarity surrounding whatever the situation is. The light is kind of being shown on it a bit, and at some point that foundation's going to crumble and it'll kind of expose everything, because even I'm noticing within this tower here, look at all the flowers within there. You know, that's more blooming and stuff, and there's just this light shining. So once this all falls away, there's going to be this very bright, like much more fruitful, abundant future in front of you. So let's move on to your charms for some more details. We are using the heart today to figure out what's in the heart of the situation and kind of get either a focus for you for this kind of situation or just what you have more control over, just where the focus needs to be. So group 1, what new beginnings are coming into your life? Okay. So in the heart here, we have the dream catcher. So that talks about your particular dreams. They are attainable. I think sometimes it just means you have to find what they are. You have to figure out a focus, because I think a lot of the time, if you're not sure what you want with that 2 of Swords, it's easier to have scattered energy where you're not directing it in, like, down the route that you want to go down. You know, it's harder to have a goal being achieved if you don't really have a clear goal in the first place. So I think this is saying maybe get some more focus. Also, pay attention to your dreams, because that moon card is very dreamy energy as well. There's a lot of kind of dreamy energy here. You might be getting some signs and stuff, but I think this is saying your dreams are very achievable. You have the swan here. So that talks about grace and beauty, and also being able to stand up for yourself when needed. So I feel like this is really emphasizing the grace aspect of things. Just that kind of flow, serenity, making sure that you are kind of staying centered when you go for your goals, but also don't allow other people to walk all over you. And with that Hierophant card, I'm looking at, I'm actually going to grab that so you can see what I'm looking at. So she's just very calm and serene here as she's meditating. And that's kind of the energy I'm getting from this swan, is that it's very calm, very serene, very centered. But if anyone has ever met a swan, they are vicious. They're very territorial. They bite. They're very aggressive if you get close to them or if you get close to their nests. So just keep that in mind as well. So that might be a message for some of you that, you know, you might need to defend your ground a little bit, or someone around you is defending their ground. But then you also have the snake here, and this particular snake is like making a heart with its body. So this can have a couple of meanings. So for some of you, this might be somebody who is saying that they mean well, but is actually meaning badly towards you, that they have bad intentions. So you might need to watch out for that. But on the flip side of that, somebody that you think has bad intentions might actually want to show you some love. And that's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now, is that I think some of you are trying to stay centered, but you're getting very aggressive, very territorial, or you're expecting someone else to get very, very territorial and aggressive towards you, but this person actually means well. Because you have that love card and a lot of like really good things coming in, and there's a lot of stuff in your cards that seems to suggest that you feel like things are bad right now or tumultuous, and yet when it clears away, it's going to be bright and fruitful. So I think that's saying just keep an eye out, because I think you have some kind of surprising people around to help you. So you have the female symbol here, and you also have the mom heart. So some of you might be either having issues with your mom, or for most of you, I think it's that your mom is helping you or being willing to help you. So I think many of you might want to turn to your mom for advice. And some of you, if you've lost your mom, I think that your mom is guiding you as well, because there's that surrender to the divine, and the Hierophant is divine help as well. So I feel like a lot of you at least have a female mentor, kind of a mother figure who is around to help you. So just keep that in mind. You have the letter I here, so taking care of the self is going to be important, or figuring out who the self is. So figure out what you want to present to the world. I think there's a lot of focus on you right now. I think maybe if some of you are kind of coming out of a negative situation with somebody else, you are redirecting your focus to yourself, or you need to do that, and that's part of your new beginning. You have the basket here, so that talks about abundance. So I do think abundance is coming towards you, because I'm noticing how empty the basket is, but it looks like you could take it to a farmer's market or like a flower shop and just fill it up. So there's all this room that you've cleared away what you don't want anymore. You've emptied space so that you have room for the new abundance to come in. You have the messages in a bottle, so that is communication coming in or new information coming in from someone. The binoculars talk about seeing something coming in, like looking ahead, trying to figure out what's coming. So I feel like, again, a lot of you are feeling like it's foggy right now, but I think you're going to be seeing down the line a little bit more pretty soon, that you're not going to feel in the dark forever. It's coming quickly. You have the passports, so some of you might be traveling, but otherwise this is just saying that you're embarking on a new adventure, a new endeavor that you've never experienced before. You know, it's a new place, a new energy, you know, that there's just a lot of newness around, that you're feeling kind of out of your depth here, but keep in mind that you can handle it. We have the person doing the splits. So yeah, that split energy is very much that Two of Swords card that came out as your first tarot card. So feeling split, not really sure which way to go, not being certain about what you really want. So that's just kind of reminding you that you might need to make a choice. You know, you might need to pick a focus rather than just allowing whatever is going to happen to happen. There are some things that you're going to have to kind of allow into your life, because you do have that theme of surrender, but I think choosing what you want first is then going to allow things to line up for you, but you do have to make that choice first. And then you have the lighthouse. So again, I think you're getting guidance. Things are going to be brighter soon. You are getting some guidance and some light on the road ahead. So even if you can't see that whole road, just, you know, like headlights on a car. If it's foggy, you can only see so far in front of you, but once you get to that point, then you're going to see even farther. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to see down the whole road to say, yes, I want to drive down this road. So just your way is going to be lit quite soon. You are going to get clarity coming in. There's just a lot of newness, and I think it's something really exciting coming in for you, Group 1. So I hope that this resonates. I would love to hear if it does, so please leave me a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hi, Group 2. So if you chose Light the Way for your Salmon Advice card, then this is your message. So just a reminder too, if you are interested in purchasing that deck, because it's a really cool deck, I am putting the link in the description box below. So yeah, we're going to start with your tarot and oracle and then do your charms at the end, so stay tuned for that. So let's figure out what new beginnings are coming into your life. For your tarot, you have the Ten of Cups, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. So with this 8 and 9 of Swords, I feel like a lot of you have just felt very trapped in your heads lately. It's probably made you feel paralyzed, like you can't really move forward or can't stop thinking about something. I feel like a lot of rumination has been happening for many of you, because the Eight of Swords talks about being trapped kind of in a mental prison of your own making, and it's not necessarily intentional. It's just a lot of the time it's because you are not recognizing your power to leave the situation, to do things differently, to change things, because she's got her wrists bound here, but she's surrounded by swords, so she could easily cut herself out. And then with the Nine of Swords, she's not even noticing that the sun's coming up again, so she doesn't have to be stewing over whatever the situation is. And she's got help around her too. She's got the cat who's trying to help and make her feel better, and she's got the cardinal here that's a good omen. So I think a lot of you have felt very trapped, very anxious, maybe have some regrets that have been just kind of weighing on you. There's just a lot of overthinking going on, and it's making it difficult to move forward or to feel like your life is ever going to change. But with the Ten of Cups and the King of Pentacles, this is saying your life is going to change from that rumination, overthinking phase, because the Ten of Cups is the happily ever after card. So it's just emotional fulfillment in all its forms. It's usually shown with a family or a couple, just all this, just very full, like overflowing cups. You know, your emotions are just feeling awesome. You just feel very, very full and emotionally abundant. And then the King of Pentacles is all about abundance. So he's even able to indulge in a little bit of luxury here too, because he's got his wine and his chocolate cake there, but he's very stable. You know, he's able to preside over his whole estate. He's got his dog. He's just feeling really good. So I do think that whatever bad situation you're going through or you feel like you're going through, your time is coming soon. I think you're going to be able to shift your mindset into something a little more positive. You're going to be able to kind of have the expectation that things are going to get better, that you're getting your happily ever after, and that you're going to be able to have your abundance. You're going to receive your rewards for your hard work. But let's see what your oracle cards have to say. So for your Moonology card, you have a new start is coming, new moon. So yeah, that's just a confirmation of what this reading is all about. You know, a new start is coming. But in this case too, I think this is saying whatever negative situations are in your life right now, or whatever mindset you feel like you're trapped in, there's going to be a shift and you're going to be like totally different, like not necessarily the opposite of that, but that's kind of what I'm feeling, is that if you're feeling very low, very kind of stagnant, movement is happening. If you're feeling very anxious and jittery and restless, then calm is coming, stability is coming. So just keep that in mind. Whatever you're experiencing now will not last forever. You have distant thunder, clear the air. So yeah, I think a lot of you maybe are feeling just very much like something's coming. You know, there's that sense of, I don't want to say impending doom because that makes it feel huge, but a lot of the time when you're going through something, or if you're feeling anxious about stuff, when you just have a lot going around in your mind, it can feel like impending doom, especially if you suffer from any kind of anxiety disorder. It feels huge, like even little situations can feel huge. But because it says clear the air, it's like when a storm comes in, like before the storm, you can feel things changing, like the air feels kind of heavy. It's just sometimes, you know, your hair stands up on end a little bit. You just feel a little unsettled. But then once that storm comes in and leaves, then everything feels clearer and a lot lighter. Like just the air feels nicer. You know, it's just that lightness. It just feels like it cleans through everything. So I feel like that's really what's happening in your life. Whatever negative situations or negative mindsets you're in, you might have that big storm coming in, but then once that's gone, you're going to feel so much better. So just kind of hold out for that. You have awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So yeah, like I feel like a lot of you might be very sensitive to energy. So that might be what's going on, is that you're feeling things changing, but you're not really sure what it is, and you're integrating things, but you just don't really know what's going on. So I feel like just keep in mind you are kind of going through an awakening. You're shifting your mindset, you're changing things. If you're dissatisfied with your life, this is saying, hey, wake up. You have the power to change this. That's that Eight of Swords energy. You have the power to change your life. And then you also have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? So this card talks about nurturing yourself. You know, that mother archetype is very nurturing, very loving. She helps people to heal as well. So I feel like if a lot of you have gone through something difficult and you're just holding on to resentment or to pain or whatever, this is saying treat yourself gently, you know, help yourself to heal, nurture yourself. You don't have to rush the healing process, but just do little things every day to help yourself get through it. You know, just treat yourself as a mother should treat her child. You know, just be very warm and nurturing and accepting of the state you're in now, and you know, remind yourself that this turmoil will not last forever. You have serenity. So yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking with the new start is coming, and that serenity follows the storm. You know, after everything gets all kind of up in the air and feeling unsettled, and that storm comes through, you know, everything is tumultuous for a bit, but then once it leaves, there's this calm and serenity that's left behind. So I think that's really what's coming in for you. You have Hathor, joy, and I'm sorry, I said this to the other pile as well. I'm sorry if I mispronounce the goddess names. I'm not really an expert on goddesses. But this particular card talks about just embracing joy. So that's definitely, that 10 of Cups is a lot of joyful energy as well. But I think focusing on things that bring you joy can help you get out of that mental prison you're in. And then your final Legendary Ladies card is Inanna, Desire. So I think some of you, there might be like a romantic situation that you're wanting to move towards, or that kind of gives you that spark back into your life. But otherwise, this is just the desire for what you want in your life. You know, that's what you want to move towards, what you are willing to do to get whatever your goal is, you know, however you want to achieve that. That's just saying, you know, that joy and desire together, I think will help you move towards whatever you want, and that will help break you free of your mental prison. Because I think maybe that's why a lot of you are feeling trapped by your own mind, is that you have such high expectations for yourself and for what you want your life to look like, that when things are not perfect or not feeling quite that way, you have a hard time seeing the good things right in front of you. So this is just saying, focus on the good, you know, notice the little things, nurture yourself, find little things that make you feel good, and that is going to start that shift into a better time. So we're going to switch to your charms now, and we are using the heart to figure out what's in the heart of the situation. So whatever your focus needs to be, or what you have the most control over, or just the main kind of point of what is going on, is going to be in that heart. So group 2, what new beginnings are coming in for you? Okay, so initially we did have the way to go in the heart, and then that got knocked out for these 2 interlocking hearts here. So the way to go charm has to do with not being sure which route to take to move towards your goals. So a lot of the time that means that you're not sure if you want to go for something or not sure which thing you want to go for, which goal you want to try to achieve. So that energy, I think, is permeating a lot of your lives. And then because these 2 hearts knocked it out, I wonder if someone that you're very compatible with, whether it's, you know, a romantic relationship or just a friend, but just like somebody from like your soul family, some soulmate is coming in and is going to shake up your world. I think that that's going to just kind of be like, okay, that's like what I want to happen, because this got knocked out. So that makes me think that once this person or a situation, like it could be a situation too, that you figure out what you're passionate about, what this goal is that you want to move towards. Once that shows up for you, it feels like an energetic match, and that's going to kind of knock that uncertainty right out of you. So just, yeah, keep that in mind. I think that you can trust that things are going to shift in a good way for you. So for your letters, you have 2 R's here. That's interesting. I guess I do have 2 of every letter at least, or 3 of every letter, but you have 2 R's and an H, so those might be significant letters for many of you. I'm also thinking R and R. Many of you might need to take a break, especially if you've been pushing yourself too much, and then that's what's making you anxious and you just feel burnt out because of whatever you've been doing, or you're not seeing the fruits of your labors. Just take a break, mother yourself, nurture yourself. You know, it's okay to do that, and it's actually encouraged to do that, because that allows you to have more energy and kind of, you know, you can get that momentum going again once you get back in. Because if you're not rested or refreshed, then you can't do your best in the moment. So yeah, so you have divine. So yeah, divine intervention is going on for sure. I think you've got some guidance coming in with that awakening card as well. So keep in mind, you might be seeing some signs and synchronicities, or you might be getting some gut feelings coming in that you haven't had before. But I do think that some of this is going to kind of shock you, and that's why things are feeling uncomfortable right now. But it's not going to feel that way forever. You have the hand here, so there are helpful people who are reaching out to you, and it's also important for you to reach out to others if you need help, or if you need assistance, or even just somebody to talk to vent to. It's important to make sure that you are doing that. And that landed by sport. So for me, that's kind of making me think like teamwork, that you lift each other up. So especially if you're in a relationship or you're looking for a relationship, just keep in mind that you don't necessarily owe somebody after they help you, but then it gives you, like, it makes you feel like you want to help them next, because now your cup is full and their cup is empty. So, you know, just that give and take is important. And I think just allowing people to help you when you're down means that then they'll feel a little bit less kind of like they owe you once it comes their time to be helped when they're down. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that give and take and that karma. I think it's just better to kind of balance those scales, because I think a lot of people are just takers and a lot of people give too much. So especially if you're a giver, make sure that you're allowing people to give to you as well. That's basically what I was trying to get out with that. So you have the moon here. So I feel like, yeah, there's probably some uncertainty surrounding this. Obviously, you've been overthinking and you're kind of giving into fear as well, because the moon can talk about fear, and just being very emotional, diving into your emotional side. And the moon is also feminine energy, so that's more receptive energy. So that's kind of another reminder to be receptive to whatever is coming in and to be receptive to people who offer help or guidance to you. You have the bulldog, so that symbolizes stubbornness and being headstrong. So that might be a quality that you are embracing right now, or that you need to embrace, or that is kind of getting in your way. If you're being stubborn about the way that things need to happen, you might need to release the control on how things need to happen and just direct your focus towards where you want to go, and then release the need to know everything or to push in one direction if that's not working for you, or to keep pushing forward. I think a lot of you are stubbornly refusing to take a break as well. So just keep that in mind. That, I feel like, is a message that's hitting a lot of you quite intensely. So, and then you have Charlie Brown here. So Charlie Brown is often kind of cynical. He's not an optimist. So I feel like a lot of you are feeling very kind of cynical and jaded about life and just feeling like things won't get better. But in this particular charm, Charlie Brown has a bit of a smile on his face. So he's feeling a little more optimistic. So I do feel like that's saying things are changing. And I think if you shift your mindset to be a little more optimistic, it's going to serve you better than staying negative or focused on your worries. You have the seahorse here. So that talks about an equal partner. If you're looking for a partnership, seahorses kind of balance things a lot better than many other animals, that there's not just one taking on the full load. So yeah, that talks about having an equal partner. So again, that give and take, allowing someone to help you and then helping them in return, that's going to be important. But also this talks about going with the flow, not necessarily needing to control how you get somewhere, allowing yourself to kind of flow with the currents, take things slow. And then you have the egg cup. So that talks about not allowing yourself to harden when situations arise that make things difficult. You know, if difficult situations arise, make sure that you maintain your softness on the inside. You know, don't harden and allow yourself to become fully jaded where you don't want to engage with the world anymore because you feel like you're always going to get disappointed. It's saying keep that little bit of hope and optimism within you. So group 2, I hope that this resonated. I would love to hear if it does, so please leave me a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hi group 3, so if you chose Thrive and Prosper for your Salmon Advice card, then this is your message. So we're going to start with your tarot and oracle and then do your charms at the end, so stay tuned for that. And regarding the Salmon Advice cards, I am putting the link to that shop in the description box below, just in case any of you are interested in purchasing that, because it is a really cool deck. There's actually a few different versions of it, so you can kind of get on there and explore if you would like to. So yeah, let's figure out what new beginnings are coming into your life. For your tarot, you have the World, 5 of Wands, Knight of Cups, and 3 of Wands. So I feel like a lot of you are ending a cycle right now, that you're at the culmination of one era of your life and you're moving into the next one. So I feel like you are just in this very much like new beginning energy. But I think that that is making you feel a bit uncertain or kind of on edge, because the 5 of Wands talks about often feeling on edge or feeling at odds with other people. It's kind of this state of competition, you know, just arguments or competition in terms of like a game. You know, it can be fun competition, but it's still competing with others, wanting to make sure that you are heard. But you're all kind of at an even level. You know, it's not like I think the Five of Swords is, there's often like a winner and then losers. And here there's not necessarily a designated winner or loser in this situation. It's just everybody at odds with each other, trying to be heard, trying to make sure that they get their point across. And then you've got the Knight of Cups and Three of Wands. So Three of Wands talks about manifesting something. It's whatever you have been trying to manifest is coming in, and you're starting to see the fruits of your labors a little bit. So for many of you, this is maybe a romantic partner coming in for you that you're trying to manifest, but it can also just be like kind of leading with your heart, that you are finally moving towards something that you want to do that feels more emotionally fulfilling to you. It feels a little bit more like resonant with your soul. It feels more spiritually fulfilling. That you're just excited and enthusiastic to move towards that, and you're kind of fully invested. So I feel like a lot of you, this could be like a new career path or something that you're trying out, and you feel a little bit intimidated because there are a lot of other people trying to get involved or who are competing for the same role that you are. But I feel like this is saying that you've got some good things coming in, because that Knight of Cups is just really good energy to kind of have coming towards you, because it can be you, it can be someone else, but it's just a very emotionally fulfilling, leading from the heart kind of card. But I want to see what your oracle cards have to say. So for your Moonology card, you have Step Out of Your Comfort Zone, North Node. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking with like trying a new career out, is that you are probably stepping out of your comfort zone. That's this new beginning, is trying something new or trying something that's intimidated you or scared you, but it's something that just feels right with your soul and feels right in your heart. So you're moving towards that, but you maybe the Five of Wands is just about you kind of arguing with yourself about it, that maybe you're not entirely sure if it's a good idea, and you keep, there's no idea that is kind of coming forward as the right idea, or you don't feel like really if you should make this decision and take this leap or not. So this is saying step out of your comfort zone. You don't have to kind of stay where it feels safe. You can take a little bit of a risk and just jump in and try something new. You have Answering the Call, The Time Is Now. So yeah, this is something I feel like a lot of you have wanted to do for a long time, or it's something that you've been wanting in your life for a long time, and so now you're like, you know what, I'm going to go for it. Or if you haven't reached that point yet, this is suggesting there's no time like the present. Just jump in and go for it. You don't have to wait for a sign. You don't have to wait until everything else in your life is perfect. It's saying just try, just jump in and see what happens. And then you also have Choosing Your Path, All Is Possible. So yeah, this is, oh my gosh, hold on. Look at the parallel between these two. I'm getting chills, but look at how similar these figures are, even down to the red cape. So that red cape to me is symbolizing courage. That courage is needed for you to choose your path and to move towards this, but they're both just ready to embark on this new adventure. They're not really sure what it's bringing. They're not really entirely sure what's coming in for them, because notice that the Three of Wands, whatever they're creating or manifesting, it still hasn't fully taken shape, but they know what they want. They know kind of the feeling that they want, and they're ready to embrace this new energy. So yeah, I feel like it's just saying, anything is possible. So just figure out what sits right in your heart and go for that. But oh my gosh, I love that synchronicity. So you have Get Grounded, Empaths, Highly Sensitives, Connect with Nature. So a lot of you might really need to do some grounding exercises right now, because a lot of you, I think, are picking up on other people's energy, especially if you've had some conflicts with people or competition with others. That might be kind of sitting with you, and you need to do some clearing. So a lot of the time that just takes getting out of your head, getting back in your body, connecting with the world around you, using your senses, getting out in nature, that kind of thing. And then you also have Deep Replenishment, Retreat, Rest, Be Held. So yeah, I think a lot of you are feeling a bit burnt out, or just like, I think you're freaking yourself out a little bit. So sometimes you just need to take a break, replenish your energy, especially if you're empaths. A lot of the time that can really be draining to be around negative people, or just to be around a lot of people in general. It can feel like it's just other people are sapping you of your energy. So it's just saying make sure that you're taking time for breaks, that you're recharging yourself, that you're pulling away a little bit and you're allowing yourself to just kind of replenish your energy. And I think a good way to do that is this grounding that it's suggesting. So again, getting, focusing on your senses, what's in the world around you, see what you can see, smell, hear, taste, touch, that kind of thing. Get out in nature, play with your pets, whatever it is, just anything to get out of just being in your head. That's important right now. You have ambition. So that's just kind of further confirmation for me that this is something like a life purpose kind of thing or a new career, but there's something that you've been wanting to try that is a bit ambitious. It feels out of reach, but I think you want to try it anyway. And so this is saying, yes, go for it. It's ambitious. It might be something difficult to do. Maybe that's why you've got this competition that's showing up in the Five of Wands, that it is an ambitious thing. A lot of people want to achieve the same goal, or there are a lot of people kind of fighting you on it or saying that you can't achieve it, but kind of just see what happens. You don't have to let other people dictate what you do and what you don't do. If it seems out of reach, what's the worst that can happen? You just don't make it quite there, but you still get farther than you thought you would otherwise if you stayed in your comfort zone. So you never know where you're going to end up. So just jump in and try. And then finally you have Oya, expression. And I'm sorry again, I've said this in every pile that I'm sorry if I mispronounce the goddess names because I'm not an expert on goddesses or languages or anything. So, but with expression, maybe some of you are wanting to express something to either someone else or you're wanting to express yourself to the world and you're afraid of the reaction you're going to get. But this is just saying, maybe this is part of stepping out of your comfort zone, is allowing yourself to be fully seen and heard. Allowing whatever message you feel you have for the world to be consumed by other people. You don't have to hide, just allow yourself to be seen. And that's more like red energy here as well. There's the red and the red capes here on these two figures as well. So courage, definitely. Oh, and there's red in the ambitious dragon there as well. So so I think courage is going to be required, but stepping out of your comfort zone is also very rewarding. Even if it doesn't turn out the way that you want it to, you learn things about yourself. So just keep that in mind. Try not to be dissuaded by something feeling too far out of reach. So group 3, we are going to get your charms now. And we are going to use the heart to figure out what's in the heart of the situation. So that might be where your focus needs to go, what you have more control over, or just kind of the main theme of what's going on right now. So group 3, what new beginnings are coming for you? Okay, nothing landed in the heart. So when that happens, I feel like it means that a lot of people's situations are going to be very different. It can also mean that your energy is very scattered right now. So I'm just going to get that out of the way so we can look at the rest of your charms here. So you have the word want. So I do think that whatever you are wanting to go for is something that you really want. Like it's a big either passion for you, or it's something that you've been wanting for a long time, like just like a deep desire that you've had either since childhood or just for a long time, but it's just this kind of almost primal desire for it that you just feel like, I do think that that's your soul kind of pulling you towards that it's saying maybe this is part of your life purpose, whatever this is. It's saying follow that, pay attention to it because it's trying to tell you something. So you have the birds here on the branch. So that just talks about communication with other people, oftentimes needing to have a conversation with someone. So especially with that kind of conflict of the Five of Wands, you might need to kind of have it out with somebody or discuss something with someone, figure out why they're being the way they are, or maybe just getting advice from somebody on how to kind of handle the situation. That might be in order. You have the running horse. So that talks about freedom, freeing yourself from your comfort zone, freeing yourself from any kind of self-imposed restrictions that you've placed, and also just movement forward. You've got a lot of kind of movement coming in. You've got that night energy that's kind of similar with the horse, that it's just things are changing and moving forward. You have the basket here. So that talks about just making room for the abundance that's coming in. So when the basket is kind of empty, it doesn't land on anything, that says that you're clearing space so that whatever abundance you are wanting or whatever achievements you're wanting to collect, that they have space to grow and to kind of be not consumed, but to kind of be in your energy. You know, you've got room in your life for whatever it is you're trying to achieve and gain in your life. With the coffee mug, that talks about making sure that you can do whatever it takes to ensure your motivation for this goal. So, you know, coffee motivates a lot of people to get going in the morning or to get to work or whatever, that can kind of help hone your senses and get your brain going. And so this is saying whatever you need to do to get motivated, if you have to get organized, get set up, or, you know, get a pep talk from somebody, or, you know, do some research, whatever it is, do that. You have the Little Mermaid here, so that talks about, I always think of the song Part of Your World, that she's wanting a life that she feels like she can't have, but she's dreaming about it. She's I feel like she's starting the manifestation of it because she's singing about it. So that's just saying, you know, talk about it. You know, it doesn't have to be with other people, but just, I feel like that's maybe the energy you're in right now, is just thinking about, wouldn't it be great if I had this life, or if I had this job, or lived my life like this, or whatever, you know, if my life looked a certain way, wouldn't things be great? So that's the energy a lot of you might be in right now, or are moving towards. And then with the shooting star, that's a wish coming true kind of energy. So I feel like even unlikely wishes and things that you feel are unachievable can come true. So just believe in yourself. And you do have believe here too. I just noticed that. So yeah, you have the word believe. So I think that that's maybe going to figure out, like, that's going to determine if you achieve this or not. You know, if you believe that you can, you can. You know, you can move forward and you'll be doing the work to get there. But if you don't believe in yourself, then you probably won't be doing the work to get there either. So it's not going to happen. You know, it's very dependent on if you believe in yourself, believe in this goal or not. With the octopus, you might be juggling a lot right now, or you might have to pick up a lot of extra things. So just make sure that you're trying to keep it in balance, that you don't take on too much. You know, be realistic about your limitations. Especially with the weight here, you might have to drop some things that are too heavy for you to carry right now. If that means that you have to talk to somebody or get some help, then do that. You have the corkscrew, so that talks about like opening up. So again, talking to people, and just having a good conversation with people, you know, a friendly conversation, not a competitive or conflict-ridden conversation. So maybe some of you have tried to talk to people and you feel like you're not being understood. So I think this is saying smooth things over, or try to act from a place of love and understanding, and you will get the same in return. But I think it's, a lot of you are needing to have a conversation with somebody, or open up to people, ask for help, or just kind of voice your concerns and voice your desires, because I think that that's going to help you manifest what you want as well. With the pipe, that makes me think of like the word distinguished is coming to mind. So I feel like a lot of you maybe are trying to get to a level of your career where you are like more distinguished. I feel like you're wanting recognition for your achievements as well. So whatever you're going for might be something that is in more of a position of power, or a public figure kind of position of some sort, that I feel like just that sense of recognition. And that's funny because it's not usually what I get with this pipe, but in this case, the pipe just made me think of that word distinguished. So that's why that's coming up. And then with the scissors here, that talks about cutting away what doesn't work for you anymore. You know, cutting attachments with people who aren't serving you, or who are just kind of bringing you down, or like cutting ties with situations that aren't working for you, cutting things out of your life, you know, just trimming the edge off of whatever you feel like is just weighing you down rather than helping you, moving you forward, or is necessary for your life. So group 3, this is an awesome reading. It sounds like you are definitely manifesting a new beginning in something really big and ambitious. So that's awesome. I hope that this resonated for you. I would love to hear if it does. So please leave me a comment below if that resonates. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.